I'm David Rose and I'm the Innovation Director at PALLITE. It has been my pleasure to have been part of the team that has designed and created our award-winning PIX warehouse shelving units. It's worth taking the journey I did when I was trying to understand some of the challenges warehouses were facing and still face in this ever-changing market. A few years ago, warehousing was very much full pallet in, full pallet out, and that worked. Well, slowly, more and more full pallets were being reduced to half pallet, and that made sense as stock costs money, so why hold lots of stock if you don't need to? This started to impact on the space efficiency of some of these warehouses. So being an innovative sector, some warehouses became quite inventive and tried to come up with solutions to help adapt to this growing demand. And then came the world of e-commerce, and warehouses had to deal with box picking and single item picking. The other pressures this sector faced was a shortage of warehouses and increased costs, massive growth in online sales, big demand changes from online retailers to fulfill orders the next day because the consumer demanded it, labour shortage especially at key times of the year, and the sheer range of different items in shape and size now available to be purchased online. There are of course other pressures in the warehouse. Space is one. Going back to my journey to understand the challenges, I found examples like this where a warehouse might look full but it's not, and very often a lot of dead space can be found. Long pick time is another. When a picker's time is analysed, it's found that over half their day is spent walking. And if that walk time can be reduced, then there's a clear opportunity to save money and improve efficiency. Even when the picker is at the right location, some struggle to find exactly what they need, and that eats into time. If the pick items aren't clearly segregated, then poor accuracy comes into play, and this could lead to picking the wrong item. That results in an unhappy customer, more expense when the product has to be returned. And awkward loads cause issues when unpacked from their transit packaging. All of these factors reduce the pick efficiency of a warehouse. Introducing PIX. PALLITE PIX is a range of lightweight, flexible, strong storage systems that are designed to consolidate pick faces. If a warehouse can create more free space, they could store more product and ultimately increase their yield. We listened to what our customers wanted and designed it to be strong, up to 50 kilograms or 110 pounds per pick face. Long lasting, we guarantee them for 2 years. It's lightweight, made from paperboard and glue, they're ideal for mezzanines. It's a completely flexible solution that allows warehouses to have their pick locations breathe around the products they're storing, saving huge amounts of space. It's designed to be built in around 3 to 4 minutes, and the best bit, no tools are needed. We appreciate not all warehouse bays are the same, so we've set up our machinery to be flexible and manufacture exactly what the customer wants. And it's easy to move with a forklift or pump truck. Imagine being able to move sections of a warehouse at a fraction of the time. The secret to customers choosing PIX is that we're trying to be a doctor, not a drug dealer. We want to find out what's wrong before we suggest some options, as opposed to just trying to make a sale without really understanding the issues that are being faced. Don't get me wrong, most of the time the problem is either lack of space or the warehouse wants to improve their pick efficiency. We just need to make sure that we help them with a solution that will solve these issues. So let's translate that into a typical site visit. The customer has some bay racking that isn't being utilised well, and they're looking to change that. Key information to understand is what's their bay width, what's their bay height. Sometimes this can be moved, so it's always good to ask the question. And what's their bay depth? Most of the time customers want to maximise this, but sometimes they don't. Give them the option. Remember, we can make bespoke to suit. If it is a deep pick bay, we might want to consider recommending a slider, like this. How many pick locations are they looking for? Sometimes their requirement could be about how big their pick face dimensions should be. It's a good idea to find out. PIX is strong and can hold a lot of weight, but remember we recommend no more than 50 kilograms, 110 pounds per pick face. Do they need to future-proof this area, i.e. would they want the flexibility to change the size of the pick face at another time? The most important questions are what's wrong and what's trying to be achieved. If we understand that, we have a good chance of prescribing the best solution for our customer. It's not just the in-bay options that PIX is good for. We have a great selection of PIX units that are perfect for an open area too. But the questions are very similar, but should also include, are they looking for a unit that can be picked from two sides? Are they looking to maximise their wall space? What floor space is dedicated to picking? We're very often asked to illustrate a floor plan, so this information is vital, especially when we want to understand the walk space between aisles. These tend to be the most common questions we're asked about PIX. What's it made from? Over 80% recycled paper, with the remaining paper being craft and PVA glue. How strong is it? Well, it is 50 kilograms of pick face, or 110 pounds. How long will it last? It's guaranteed for 2 years. What is the lead time from order? It tends to vary between anything from 2 to 4 weeks, depending on volume and how bespoke the PIX unit is. What about fire? We put holes in the roof to aid the sprinkler systems, and this satisfies insurance companies. Can it sit on a wooden pallet? Yes, it can. Why? Well, actually, if the warehouse has got a wet floor and it's permanently wet, you may want to consider using a wooden pallet instead of ours. Can we order spare parts? Of course. Why would you want to order spare parts? Well, imagine a forklift truck has just rammed into the side of a PIX unit. Instead of ordering a new PIX unit, you can just order the spare part. Is it easy to build? Yeah, anything from 3 to 4 minutes is a typical build time for a PIX unit. Can it be sent overseas? Absolutely. It's ISPM 15 exempt. It can come in different footprints, as we know, so it's very suited to not just the UK market but overseas as well. Can it be moved around? Absolutely. With a fork or pump truck, all our PIX units come on a pallet base. We've got a great selection of build videos, and all these are available online. We have also produced some really good printable build instructions for each style of PIX unit. So in summary, PIX is ideal for slow and medium moving lines. It's great for maximising that dead space. It's brilliant for pop-up seasonal picking areas. It's awesome for having a flexible pick face size to suit your warehouse. And it's a very cost efficient alternative to what's out there. So what are the key differences between PIX and PIX slots? Well, these two both have 12 pick faces. They both look the same. They both have the same external dimensions. But if you look carefully, the slots has got slightly more internal pick face room because it uses less board. PIX has got 3 layers of board per shelf. Slots has only got 1. PIX is very strong. Slots is also strong, but more suited to the slightly lighter load, like clothing and fashion. You can still use the multipliers and the sliders just like you can in PIX. What you can't do with slots, you can't pull out your divider to make a larger pick face, so if you know what your internal width of your pick face needs to be, then slots may well be the answer. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. It just extends our family of PIX now to help those businesses who work in the clothing and fashion industry to really maximise that space in warehouses.